Hello, welcome back. In previous tutorial, I showed you how to create data frames which contains statistics through using group by and aggregation functions. I'd like to show you in this tutorial how to create a dynamic group by and aggregation. By dynamic group by and aggregation, I'm referring to cases where when we have a lot of columns and we'd like to use aggregations over a lot of columns. So let's get started. For doing that, I'd like to use the same data frame which we had, meaning that I'd like to use this DF, and here is the DF data frame. Again, we have the columns asset, platform, unit, trade name, by date, by price, and sell price. And I'd like to define a couple of dynamic aggregations here. For doing that, let me define a list. For defining a list, I can use val intended columns, and I'm defining a list of columns, for example, sell price, buy price. These are the list of the columns in which I'd like to perform the aggregation on. So these are the basis of our measures. One thing about the list is that if I define this list and say intended columns dot head, then I have the sell price, you can see, and if I say intended dot columns dot tail, I will see buy price and unit. So this is a property of the list in a Scala. So dot head returns the element at the first position, and the tail return all the remaining elements. Let me instead of defining here all of these columns like some buy price, sell price, mean, buy price, sell price, and so on, in case there are a lot of them, would be very challenging to deal with and write single one of them. So here I'd like to show you how you can create these dynamic aggregations. For a dynamic aggregation, I can define expressions. So for example, I say some expression, and I can say intended columns dot map, and map function is applied on each element of a list. So intended columns is the list which I have defined, so the list of the columns in which I'd like to basically perform the aggregation. I'm writing it here, map, and I'm actually getting each value in the list and calculate the sum on it and say call the line sum. So this is the sum expression. Like if it's not clear, it will be clarified in a minute. So again, I can define other expression as well. I'm just trying to copy this. Average expression. Here I am telling average, and again here we say average. I again copy this. Mean expression. This is exactly as this data frame which we said, okay, sum of this column as buy price, sum of this column as sell price, and basically it's the same concept. So here I'm just defining it as expressions. Again, I can say the max one also, max AXPR, and here I'm telling max. Here I need to put mean again max here, and actually we can combine all of these expressions as one single expression, telling ag expression, sum expression. We can use this operator plus plus avg expression, again plus plus mean expression plus plus max expr. So let me shift enter for the moment to see what are this definition of these expressions. So as you can see, this expression is actually a list. We intended columns was a list. When we apply this map function, it is applied on each element. Still we have a list, and actually we have some cell column as one element, and again some by price as one element, and some unit as one element of this list. So if I look into this in original list here, it was list of sell price, buy price, and unit, and it just wrap up the sum around all of these values. And similarly for average, it just kind of a wrap average, and also this changing of the column name here, it applies it to each elements. So we are kind of defining expression, and we'd like to use it in the aggregation part. So let me go back here. I'm copying this and bring it back here, and I'm just naming it 2 instead of writing all of this. Of course, you can define a similar expression for percentile, but for the sake of saving time, I'm avoiding to do that. And I'm only replacing this. I'm keeping the group by as it is, and I'm just replacing the aggregation part. So I'm writing ag expression dot head, meaning that the first element, and also ag expression dot tail, and I'm taking all the values from this expression. So we can use it like this, and I have defined this ag expression 2. I need to replace it also in the show, and we have our new measures actually with this new way. So this is the concept of dynamic group by aggregation. You don't have to one by one write the sum mean. In case you have, for example, 100 measures, then you can define a list of those columns and define your expression like this, and then you can unify all of the expressions through this plus operator, and then you can use them through this head, the tail, and underline star. Of course, you need to consider that the dynamic group by an aggregation could cause confusion in your code. It's not readable. However, you're avoiding a lot of code duplications. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next time.